It is not he's really, really sorry. In the normal person's life, if they're caught in something and they're sorrowful, that's usually the response. But for people who are mentally altered and therefore manipulative and abusive, they will use that and they will try to elicit pity. So the person in the room who can elicit pity from almost anybody, no matter what they've done, that's the person you need to be paying attention to. And then normally that is what the guy does in the situations I've dealt with. He's very sorry, he cries, and he says he'll never do it again. And that's accepted as we're all good. But in reality, if you have a man who's been abusive for 15 years and the wife takes a stand and leaves, and then he's interacting with leadership about it, and he has 100% change. Oh, I'm really sorry. I'm never going to do it again. And for like that week, he seems like 100% changed. Everybody thinks that's repentance. But we all know that typically when God changes someone, whether he converts them or he brings about some kind of renewal or repentance, the change isn't 100%. In normal human interaction, if the Lord reveals something to you, it's over time, and you probably see change 30% at a time. So we're actually looking at something that's not real, but it feels real, and so we accept that as a valid repentance.
Well, we want to always apply the most extreme version of it, like, Saul to Paul, and say, see, that's how the change always happens. But then you look around in your congregation, in your body, even in yourself, in your own life, and it's like, really, did Jesus cure you of absolutely everything one day, and on Tuesday, you were this brand new, 100% totally transformed person? It usually is slowly over time. And one of the ways that you're always going to know you're dealing with a manipulator, a wolf, you're going to have, they're going to use fear in order to get you on their side, or to manipulate you, to control you, okay? Fear, they're going to use obligation, or they're going to use guilt. So it's 9 times out of 10, it's one of those three, and that's kind of how it's going to show up. So what's the crying? The crying is now, oh, I'm so sorry, and then they kind of look through their fingers, as they spread them and look through, and it's like, well, now I have an obligation. He says he's sorry, so I have an obligation to forgive him. I have an obligation to restore him and 100% back in the body, and I feel a little bit guilty if I'm not doing it right, because I'm not honoring Jesus if that's the case. Okay, that's the weapon system. That's how it shows up.